catches it at the 6-yard line. Gets away from the white jerseys. Down the sideline to the 30. Yes! Welcome to UND Sports Extra. I'm your host, Dan Hammer. Coming up on tonight's show, 3 head coaches will be here in the studio. We'll kick it off with women's basketball coach Travis Brewster. A bit later, men's basketball coach Brian Jones joins us. We'll also be visiting with women's hockey coach Brian Idalski. Well, the North Dakota women's basketball team was the preseason pick to win the Big Sky, and even though the conference season has yet to begin, UND is out to a strong start. In fact, its best start in Division I history. UND winning 2 games against Summit League teams a week ago. Let's take a look as North Dakota opened its road trip in Omaha. Bailey Strand, the freshman, driving and scoring on the reverse layup. She's averaging 14 minutes a game. She had 10 in this game. Megan Lauk then buries the 3-pointer, and North Dakota was off and running, leading by 16 in the half. Emily Shaw, 2 inside, game-high 19 for Omaha, but North Dakota controlled this throughout. Maya Lloyd had 17 points and 12 rebounds. 10 players scored, 12 players had at least 1 rebound, and North Dakota beat Omaha 72-52. Emily Evers and Maya Lloyd each record double-doubles. North Dakota then headed to Macomb, Illinois, playing Western Illinois, one of the favorites in the Summit League this year. In the first half, Michaela Dyer dials up with the long 2. North Dakota would dominate in the paint in this game. 42 points in the paint. Leah Zabla attacking the basket and scoring here. And then Emily Evers inside for 2. She finished with 10 points and 9 rebounds as North Dakota was again finding buckets close to the basket. Maya Lloyd then gets her turn inside. North Dakota and Western Illinois played a very offensive first half in which the 2 teams went to the locker room tied at 38. Then in the second half, UND goes to work. Dyer pulls up, hits for 3. UND opened the second half, scoring the first 11 points in the half. Dyer, another 3. She's been shooting it well lately. She had 21 points on 8 of 15 field goals in this game. This time, she puts it on the floor, goes to the basket. Leah Zabla was also in double figures for North Dakota. She finished with 12 points and 5 assists, knocks down the 3 there. And Maya Lloyd, oh yeah, she's feeling good these days after missing most of the preseason because of an injury. Her play has been strong lately. Another double-double in this game, 26 points, 10 rebounds, and North Dakota with a quality win against a good Western Illinois team, 85-77. North Dakota earlier in the week finished up play in the preseason WNIT with 2 wins. They defeated Townsend and St. Francis to open play last week. We're joined by head coach Travis Brewster. Coach, good to be back with you again. You've been a busy man here lately. You've traveled 6,011 miles in the last 2 weeks. You've played games in Colorado, Maryland, Nebraska, Illinois, and yet you're off to a 5-1 start.
Hey, the nice thing is we're in 5 different states and we're 5-1. Hey, we'll take it.
You could go into the travel agency business.
Yeah, we could. We could log those frequent flyer miles all day.
How are you playing? I mean, what are the staples of your basketball team through the first 6 games?
Well, rebound's been a big key for us. Defensively, we showed some good spurts of playing some solid defense, and we had some breakdowns, and it was nice to be able to get back here a little bit to work on that here in the gym. The big part for us, though, is we've been shooting the basketball well.
Yeah, minutes-wise, it looks like you're developing into a rotation of about 9 players. Is that a fair assessment of what your team looks like these days?
Well, absolutely. We talk about being able to play at a high level while you're in and have somebody else come in and pick up where you left off. And I think we've responded to that very well. At sometimes you look at it and players have a tendency to do too much when they get in there, and now we're starting to get in that flow and getting that nice rotation. All
right, let's talk a little bit about Maya Lloyd. As I said in the highlights, she missed most of the preseason because of an injury. She is reaching mid-season form here, dare I say, here 6 games into the season?
Well, you know, Maya's worked hard this summer and got herself ready to go, and it was an unfortunate injury, but now she's right back at it. And you know, she's just a hard worker. You know, she doesn't back down from anybody, and she's worked tremendously in the weight room. You can tell with her strength, and she's always been an explosive player. Now she's starting to expand her game a little bit, and she's really starting to learn just simply, you know, the angles of the game.
And you see her make plays like the last two that we just saw. Besides her points and the rebounds, she brings that tenacity to the game.
Well, there's no quit in her, and she's going to go at anybody. She doesn't worry about size. She figures, you know what, it's me against you, and let's see who can win, and she likes to be on the winning side of it.
Is she 100% right now?
Oh, yeah. She's absolutely. The big thing for her right now is just to, get used to playing in the flow of the game again.
Yeah. All right, Michaela Dyer, when she scores in double figures here early in the season, you're 4-0. What has she brought to your team to this point? She's a scorer, we know that. Has she taken her game to another level to this point?
Well, Michaela's worked hard again to be able to be solid on the defensive end, and now she's learned to let defense help her offense, not so much offense help the defense. And she's a dynamic scorer, has the ability to hit shots inside and be able to get to the rim. The big thing about Michaela right now is to be more consistent throughout the rest of the season, and being able to dictate the game on both sides of the floor. But I would say for Michaela right now, she's helped us tremendously in that scoring front, just simply because she hit some key baskets for us. She's got a little ice in her veins, so to speak.
There you go. All right, it's game night for you.
Yes.
It's game week for you. You host Dickinson State tonight. North Dakota State, you travel to Fargo later this week. Give us a little preview of the week ahead for you.
Well, we try to focus on Dickinson State. Obviously, tonight's the first and foremost. It's another opponent in our gym to play. Then you turn around, then we have to go down south there and play down at that school down there. But right now the big thing is, can we get our legs back underneath of us and get in the right time zone?
Yeah. All right, Coach, you're off to a good start. Thanks for your time, and we'll check in with you again next week here on Sports Extra after your games against Dickinson, which is tonight at the Betty, and then at NDSU coming up this weekend. We're back with men's basketball coach Brian Jones next year on UND Sports Extra.
UND Sports Extra on Midco Sports Network is presented by the University of North Dakota.
North Dakota is getting strong play out of sophomore point guard Leah Zabla. She brings points to the team, she brings minutes, and she also brings an attitude to her game. Here's Greg Ankers.
Competitive, fierce, fearless, intelligent.
Those are just some of the words used to describe the play of UND sophomore guard Leah Zabla. Zabla brings that and more to the court every time she hits the floor, and it's fueling a jump in play for the second-year player from Brooklyn Park, Minnesota.
I'm really competitive and I hate to lose, so I guess I'm just willing to do whatever it takes to win games and put my team in the right situations.
Even back in the recruiting process, I remember watching her play, and I just said, you got to have a competitor like that on the floor.
Number 1 led the UND women to a number 1 finish in the Big Sky a year ago as a freshman. Now she's hoping with a year under her belt, she will get her teammates back to that level once again.
As a leader, I've grown a lot because I feel like I have a bigger understanding of our team and what we need to win games and stuff. So I think the leadership role has been a big part of it.
I think the big thing is now plays aren't bothering her as much. She used to hold on to plays during the game. You would see her, make a mistake, and it would bother her, and you got to make the next play at this level.
Zabla's averaging 11 points per game so far this season, up 3 on average from a year ago. The increase is a direct result of her desire to get to the basket, something her coach is encouraging to see more of in the future.
I wanted to play it aggressive. I welcome aggressive mistakes, but it's also teachable moments too. And the key is to be teachable, and that's what she's been, and she's improved upon it much.
Per the norm, it's key for a coach and the point guard to be on the same page. Such is the case on Zabla's future from here.
I'd like her to be able to knock down some more shots from the outside, and that's coming too. I think she's got to get more confident with that part of her game. She's got a fine stroke. She's got to take more upon herself more to knock those shots down.
I think like a mid-range game would be really nice if I could get that going, and even just scoring a little bit more, as we've lost Maddie and we need to kind of take on the scoring role a little bit more. I would like to, contribute in that way.
Based on what we've already seen from Zabla, she's sure to get there before too long.
Zabla is also getting to the free throw line more. She scored a career-high 19 points against Milwaukee earlier this season. Free throws and attacking the basket, a growing part of Leah Zabla's game. We're back with more next.
UND Sports Extra on Midco Sports Network is presented by the University of North Dakota.
Welcome back to the show. We're joined by men's basketball coach Brian Jones, his team in the stretch of games in which they are playing 10 of 11 games away from Grand Forks. So it is with your preseason and non-conference schedule this year, Coach.
It's I think it's a good schedule for us right now because of so many new faces. It's forcing us to come together as a group. And honestly, I'm very pleased with where we're at. We still have some growing pains, but I really like the effort that we're showing against quality opponents. That's the big thing. It's a challenging schedule, but it's a process. We're not cutting corners, and our guys are really doing a nice job.
Are you going to be a better defensive team overall this year, and what could that mean as you look forward to the Big Sky portion of the schedule?
Well, I think we definitely are. Looking at us at this time this year compared to last year, we're light years ahead. I think it's due with our toughness. Our unselfishness on that end, and that I loved our team last year. We had a lot of offensive-minded guys. It's a little bit different this year. Yep. But I think, as we've seen in any sport, teams that defend at a high level, whether it's defending and rebounding and really controlling the foul situations, are those the teams that win the league titles. So Weber State was no different than that, and I think that's what we're trying to shoot for. If we can defend, we're going to at least give ourselves a chance to win, home or away.
The non-conference portion of the schedule is also a time where you like to tweak your rotations, experiment with some rotations. How challenging has it been for you to do that considering your injury situation?
It's been real challenging. That's what's kind of stunted our growth a little bit, honestly, this early in the year because we've had guys miss so many practices. We had last weekend we had Quentin and Terrell, two primarily ball handlers, point guards, quarterbacks per se, miss significant minutes. So it really dummies down, it simplifies your offense, what you can do. Our guys did a great job of doing the best that they could, but it's really stunning our growth from an offensive standpoint because that's getting comfortable. Defensively, you're in a system, you know what you're supposed to do, but offensively it's about reading, it's about reacting, and it's stunning that growth. But I think hopefully we're going to start slowly getting healthy by league play, and I think that's when our offense will start really operating better.
Terrell DeRuin's down right now. Quentin Hooker's down right now. Chad Calcaterra's been slowed by injuries. How long before you get your full complement of players, Coach?
That's the magic question.
Yeah.
I think, and you can throw in Eston Tyler. Really, before the South Dakota State game, he had practiced one day, and he's still getting in game shape. But Quentin and Terrell are probably out this week, going in. Hopefully they'll be ready for Saturday. I don't know. It's a thing. Do you want to rest them and get them healthy, or do you want these things to keep lingering? So, we've been at about 11 guys in practice. We have a roster of 17, so it's a fine line. We want to get them healthy. We want to continue to move forward, but at the same time, we got games coming up. We have to get prepared to give ourselves a chance to win.
Dron Nash comes into the season a proven scorer. He's doing more things for you this year. He's been in double-doubles a number of times this season. His rebounding game has taken to a new level.
It needs to be. I think that's a challenge that we challenged him in the offseason. Obviously, now he's in the forefront, as you're seeing there on some clips. His athleticism is spectacular. We need him to rebound. We need him to be an athlete. One of his keys I talked to him about during play, be an athlete, run, jump, rebound, drive guys, but be athletic every time you step on the floor, and I think he's done a nice job with that.
Is he a leader of this team this year?
He is. He's a silent leader, though.
Right.
He's a very quiet young man. He's a great young man, but where I want him to lead is by his actions, doing it the right way every day, and because he is older, he's been around. Yeah. So I think that's what he's capable of doing, and I've been very impressed with him. There's, as all coaches, I expect more because I expect a lot out of him. He's got a chance to be a special player. So as coaches, we're trying to really keep our thumb on him because I think he's got a chance to be special.
You mentioned Eston Tyler. He's a guy who's been around. He's new to your program, but he saw a lot of ball at UMKC. He was a bit injured to begin the season, but you see his game taking off here now as he gets healthier?
It is. It's more about conditioning. He had a pulled hamstring, and if anybody's ever done that as an explosive athlete, it's tough to really He's pulled it twice this fall, so is he still getting comfortable and being able to explode out of it? And
he brings a scoring mentality from the guard position.
He's one guy that on our team that can go get a shot and can go create a shot for himself. As you're seeing in these clips, he's got a wide bag of tricks, whether it's the pull up, getting to the rim, shooting a three.
All right, challenges as you look ahead to this coming weekend for you.
Well, obviously 2 road games against quality opponents. Drake has played a tough schedule like ourselves, and Minnesota's Minnesota. They're loaded this year. They play a pressing style, a multiple defense, but our guys are going to be excited to be in the barn. A great place to play. Okay, Coach, good chatting with you. We'll catch up with you next week and recap your games at Drake and at Minnesota. We're back and talk some women's hockey next year on UND Sports Extra.
UND Sports Extra on Midco Sports Network is presented by the University of North Dakota.
Welcome back. The North Dakota women's hockey team swept St. Cloud State last weekend in WCHA play. Let's open with Saturday's highlights here. In the first period, good puck movement by North Dakota. Becca Kohler to Amy Menke, who finds Grayson Hershey in the slot, her third of the year. North Dakota outshot St. Cloud State 17-3 in the opening 20, took a 1-0 lead. In the second period, UND adds to its lead. Shannon Kaiser up the near wall will find a wide-open Kayla Gardner. She taps it in for her first goal of the year, and North Dakota leads 2-0. Later in the second, North Dakota goes to work on the power play, and this is going to be a very strong play by Josephine Jakobsen. Strong on the puck, circling, getting into shooting position, and burying it to make it 3-0 North Dakota. Jakobsen breaking an 11-game scoreless streak by scoring a couple goals in this game. Becca Kohler, what can you say? The WCHA Offensive Player of the Week after a 5-point weekend. She continues to pace UND in scoring. Here she's in front with the rebound goal. North Dakota grabbed the series opener 6-1 on Saturday and then completed the sweep of St. Cloud State by winning 3-1 on Sunday afternoon. Megan Defoe, Kohler, and Menke scoring for North Dakota. That line going well for UND. We welcome back head coach Brian Idalski. Brian, 3 straight wins. You've seemingly dug out of that funk you were in for a while.
Well, we're starting to get contributions from people we expected to, with Jakobsen being on the score sheet and starting to play a more dominating game we expect from her as a senior. Kohler and Dufo have some chemistry now working with Menke. So, you know, we always had faith we were a good team, but now we're starting to execute a little higher level and getting contributions from a lot of people, and so that's winning hockey for us.
Josephine Jakobsen, we all know what a strong defensive forward she is, but for her to get back in the scoring column this weekend, how important is that for you long-term here as you look at the season?
It's absolutely huge. We need her to get going, and it was funny today because practice, she was just as dominant as she was all weekend, and she just, you know, she got the monkey off her back getting some points, and she's just super confident and felt really good, so that's a huge sign for us going forward. We definitely need her carrying some of the load up front.
What are her biggest assets?
Oh, I think her hockey sense is outrageous. I think she just sees the ice very well. And she moves the puck, and we really just got her to be more aggressive shooting the puck and going back to some basics because I thought everyone was kind of cheating on her pass, and now, you know, they have to honor her shot, and that's opening up more her game and moving the puck.
You mentioned the word confident. In visiting with Amy Menke a week ago, she seemed to point to the week going into the Ohio State series where maybe this team was getting its confidence back.
Well, I would agree. I think anytime you're doing what you need to be doing, you're working hard and you're seeing the success come from your hard work, confidence is right there. And so a lot of people are starting to see the rewards of the hard work they've been putting in on the score sheet and winning hockey games, and it just fuels the fire and continues to kind of feed itself.
All right, you're going to Wisconsin this weekend, a 2-game series with the Badgers. You'll play Friday and then Sunday. You played Wisconsin here at the end of October and to begin the month of November. 1-goal win by the Badgers. You won the first game in that series in a shootout. Since then, Wisconsin's undefeated in 10. They've posted 5 consecutive shutouts. So what's the challenge this week, putting some goals up against the Badgers?
Well, they defend really well, and it's been the same rallying cry then that we've said for the last few weeks. We got to be tougher to play against. We got to take pucks to the net. We got to have more traffic. We got to be hungry on loose pucks in front. We have to be relentless in our pursuit to get to the net. We can't be satisfied being perimeter. So it's going to be the same. A lot of traffic, a lot of heart going to the net, and super hungry on anything that's loose and rebounds and just very aggressive and attacking.
You have to manage the puck well in the offensive zone this weekend, don't you?
Well, I think where we're going to manage the puck is through neutral. You know, they're going to trap. They're going to have somebody kind of sitting back and angling. They're not going to give us any odd man rushes. We'll often be attacking against 3-4 defenders back. Managing the puck through neutral and getting it deep and then retrieving it, that's going to be huge for us.
Final WCHA series, till about mid-January for you?
Yeah, we have RIT to finish out the first half, and then we have a little bit of a break. A lot of players playing for their countries over the holiday season, and we get back to work second week of January against Syracuse.
All right, Brian, thanks for your time. Your team at Wisconsin this weekend, 2-game series on Friday and Sunday. We're back with more next year on UND Sports Extra.
UND Sports Extra on Midco Sports Network is presented by the University of North Dakota.
North Dakota men's hockey is on tap this weekend live here on Midco Sports Network. UND steps out of the NCHC for a 2-game series with Lake Superior State of the WCHA. You can see Friday night's game at 7:30, Saturday night's game at 7. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned. Next for North Dakota hockey with Dave Haxtell.